Okay, in this video tutorial today, I am going to go over the basic setup guides and diagrams for speaker placement. So what we're going to do first is download the application. And the reason why I starting to download this application again is to show you how easy it is to download that software and to run it. This software requires no installation. All you have to do is go directly to our site, download the software, find it in your download folder, drag it to the desktop, and launch the application. It requires no installation. So here we go. We're going to start. First thing you want to do is go to our website, MODVO.com. Click enter. Okay, once you're there at our website, next thing you want to do is click on software right here at the top menu. Click software. Then once you are on our software page, you want to scroll down on the page until you get to software details and download. This is where you're going to download the software application. So before you download it, you have to check the box that says you agree to the end user's license agreement and privacy policy. So you just check that and click download, and the download will begin. Then it asks you have chosen to open this. Click save file. And once you have saved it, it will begin to download to your download folder of your software, depending on what version of Windows you are running. As you can see, it just takes a few seconds for it to download. And so depending on what version of Windows you are using, if you're using Windows 7 or Windows 10, in Windows 7, the downloaded software will be in your download folder. And if you are using Firefox, you will click on this download icon button right here. And then what you want to do is click on this this load of folder icon, and this will allow you to open up the folder where the software that you just downloaded is located. And there it is, the MODVO app. So now what you want to do is just minimize your browser window. Now you want to you just want to left click on this icon, and then you just want to drag it to your desktop, and that's it. And we're going to minimize this window. Okay, so that's it. Now all you have to do to launch this program is just double click on it. There's no installation involved. It would just automatically run, which is really great. So this is what we're going to do. Put it over here and double click. And if this is your first time actually launching a software application, your virus software or security software will ask you, do you want to open this file? Because it says the publisher could not be verified. So if you know who the software is from, you click run the application. So it's our software application, and you just click run. And then when you click run, depending on what software that you are using, what virus software you're using, it will scan the application. And then once it's found the application has no threat, it will automatically you could set it up and run it. Okay, now we have launched our application. So the first thing you want to do, we are going to go over speaker placement and diagrams. You want to click on speaker placement. Now in this section here, we have diagrams and actually that explain how the speakers should be placed, what position the speakers should be placed, and how the surround speakers also should be placed. Whether you are doing a 5.1 channel or 2 channel sound. So as you can see, we have basically 4 diagrams. One that says 5.1 for multi-channel sound, 7.1, 5.2, and vented speakers. So right now we are going to choose, let's choose 7.1, because in the last tutorial we actually did 5.2, so we go do 7.1. So you just want to click on the diagram, and there you go. It takes you to the page that explains how your speakers should be set up, and you have a little diagram on the right side here that demonstrates how the speakers should be placed. As you can see, you have a front speaker, center channel, front right speaker, left surround, right surround, and with this being a 7.1 channel, you have 2 extra speakers that go in the back or in the rear, which is your back left surround and your back right surround. And this is a 7.1 channel setup. So basically, this diagram will show you, if you are new to home theater, or if you're new to setting up loudspeakers and you don't know how to place them, you could use this app. You can use this diagram right here to set it up. So in this section right here, it basically explains the function of each speaker. As you can see, the front main speakers function for that, function for the center speaker, and function for the surround speakers and subwoofer. So if you're new to this, this guide right here will explain everything that you need to know about setting them up. And we also had videos that are actually in the software application that will show you how they are placed and set up. So what you want to do now, you want to click the back button. And the back button to these guides are always on the bottom right corner right here. So you just click on that and it would take you right back to speaker placement. If you want to view the 5.1 guide or 5.2. So right now we're going to take a look at the vented speaker placement. So basically, click on this. Basically, this section right here demonstrates how you should actually place your speakers in your room if they are vented. As you can see, we have an animated diagram which shows how the speakers react, how vented speakers react in a small room. So as you can see, the vented speakers should be placed between 1 or 2 feet away from the wall, depending on the size of your room. And right here, this diagram is of a 10 by 12 foot room. So as you can see, everything is explained, and there's right here the guide that explains the difference between ported speakers and steel speakers and how they should be placed. So again, this is another great feature for those who really are not sure how to place these speakers or how they should be properly placed. So this guy right here explains all this. So now we are going to go back again to speaker placement. So we click on the bottom right arrow. And now we actually went to choosing our speakers. So this is another section in application where if you don't know what size or what type of speakers that would be recommended for your room, you could find it right here. So basically, if you have a small room, which is 10 by 10 actually, 12 is actually the height, but it could be either depending on the size of the room. Basically, it's a 10 by 12 inch room. 10 by 12 foot room. So for this size of room, you could actually use a pair of bookshelf speakers, and we actually show you what type of speakers that you can use for this size of room. But if you go into a medium to larger size room, we recommend using a subwoofer. So you can go down to this section here. As you can see, there's 12 by 14 by 10 foot room, and this right here requires the use of a subwoofer. Now if you have a larger room, you can actually go down here where it says 16 by 18, which basically this selection of speakers basically goes with our speakers. So if you have purchased any of our speakers, this guide will fit your setup perfectly, because it's recommending, you know, our speakers. And even if you're not using our speakers, this still is a good guide to follow. But as you can see, if you have a large room, it will be able to use dual subwoofers. So another section right here would be music. You know, depending on whether you're going to use your speakers for music, gaming, or home theater, it's all here. As you can see, in home theater, we actually are currently working on 5.1 guides and 5.2 guides for choosing the right speaker. So these will be available in the next version of our software. So what we can do now is go back to speaker placement, click on a link. And again, you know, there are a lot of guides that is in the software. The more you explore the software, the more guides that you will see will become available. So once you are finished with how you want your speakers to be placed, or how they should be set up in your room given a size and a placement, you can actually select loudspeakers here. And this section here would take you to our selected loudspeakers that you can choose to use for your room. And again, all these speakers are listed in our guides on how to set them up and what type of subwoofer that you can use with them. So that's pretty self-explanatory right there. Next thing you want to do now is let's try speaker selection. Let's see. Okay, now this basically this is the beginning of the software application. This allows you to choose what type of speakers are you going to use them for. Are you going to use your speakers for? Are you looking for speakers for the home or for the studio? So basically, if you're looking for speakers for the home, you will click on for the home. And again, you go back directly to choosing the right speaker guide. And now this guide will guide you to just about all the things that you would need to set up your speakers. So this is a great application for someone who is not familiar with loudspeakers, or how to set them up, or how to properly set them up to achieve the best sound possible. So this is really great. So what you can also do is, for example, you can click on, let's say, this right here. And again, you will have diagrams, and you will have descriptions on how the speaker should place and what is the difference between a sealed speaker and a ported speaker. And we have another option here that says speakers for small rooms. You know, you click on this right here. You have a section that will give you selected loudspeakers that are designed to be used in small rooms. And you also have another section which will allow you to select speakers for medium-sized rooms. As you see, for medium-sized rooms, it requires the use of a subwoofer to get fuller bass response. But you can get away with using, you know, a pair of medium-sized bookshelf speakers for small rooms. And then for larger rooms, you know, you have the dual subwoofers or larger subwoofer. And again, you click the back arrow on the right corner, and it takes you back to the section that you was previously on. So for this, that's about it for this video tutorial. Thank you.